Let's go across to France, where as we told you in the beginning of our broadcast, a political deadlock continues as Emmanuel Macron says that the prime ministerial candidate fronted by the leftist alliance has been rejected, and he has said that institutional stability in France is more important, something that the leftist alliance cannot provide. And to take this discussion further, we are being joined by Elisabeth Moutet from Paris. She's a columnist at the London Telegraph and specializes in international affairs. Ms. Moutet, thank you so much for joining us here on WION.
Thank you.
You know, all the experts we have been speaking to since last week has been optimistic, rather, at this point, that France might see a new prime minister this week. But as Emmanuel Macron himself said that France needs political, rather institutional stability in the country, how are you seeing this?
I think we will eventually have a prime minister, but I'm not that optimistic that it will go fast, because essentially what Emmanuel Macron is doing is exhausting every possibility until there begins to be a consensus between practically most of the moderate parties, I would say, from the center-left to the center-right, with including the Républicain Party, but not those who joined the small splinter that joined the National Rally. And on the left, any party of the new Popular Front would be acceptable on the condition that they separate from France Unbowed. And it's not done yet. It's also, of course, not being received well at all by France Unbowed and the new Popular Front, who say that it's not for him to decide. And he says that the Constitution gives the French President of the Republic enough powers that, yes, it is for him to decide.
Absolutely. And Ms. Moutet, that's exactly what I want to speak about. Given how polarized not just France, but the entire world is becoming, do you think it is time for Paris to retrospect its rule of giving so much of power, political power, to the president?
Well, it's a discussion to be had at one stage, but it certainly is not a discussion to be had right now that we are in a crisis, because France Unbowed has got very sort of strange ways of saying that they're right. The new Popular Front has got 193 MPs. And within that, the France Unbowed has got a plurality, but not a majority. And if the Socialists and the Greens and the few Communists allied, they would have more power than Jean-Luc Mélenchon's France Unbowed would have. And yet they are the ones who've been setting the pace, writing the platform, imposing their law, and now calling for demonstrations in the streets. Now is not the time to give less power to the president, because it is very easy to criticize Emmanuel Macron. I myself have been doing many times. But in front of him, he's got a party who never were victorious, who have polled fewer votes, even the bloc of the left, including the socialists and the others, not just France Unbowed, polled about 7 million votes in the second round of the elections, whereas the National Rally polled over 10 million, and Macron's party at the center polled 6.7%. Right. They do not have a majority, and yet they have been saying that they have a majority all the time.
All right, Ms. Moutet, thank you so much for joining us here on WION and getting us your insights.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.